Hey everyone. So, one of the places we visited this past weekend was literally the Wild Wild West itself. Oatman, an old mining town turned ghost town from the 1890s. It's only about 60 miles away from Lake Havasu City or so. Before we went to Oatman, however, we stopped at a place called Area 66 because that was just right up my alley. Rumor has it that on May 20th in 1953, a UFO crashed outside of Kingsman. Typical, Roswell story here. It's believed that the U.S. military immediately recovered the entire crash and all the alien corpses, all the good stuff, and brought it to the decommissioned Yuko the Army airfield. So we went to this museum, and I was really looking forward to it because apparently it doesn't try to confirm or deny these rumors, but it leaves it up to you to kind of figure out what you believe. But unfortunately, it was only open Thursday through Sunday, and I think we got there on Monday or Tuesday. So what I'm gonna do, it's only about 22 miles away. I checked this morning. It's only about 22 miles away from Lake Havasu. Admission is only $5. So what I'm gonna do is sometime, maybe this following week even, just take a trip up there again, pay the $5 and kind of get a look around. So once we started getting close to Oatman was when the drive got really fun for me, because I realized we were on Route 66 again. The route brought us through the mountains this time, just literally straight through them. I think the elevation towards the top was about 3,500, and the drive up was a little interesting. Not only do you have the amazing, beautiful views, but a majority of the drive does not have railings at all. So you're driving straight up these mountains, a lot of curves, and you literally have no safety rail. To the right of you is literally just a drop-off cliff. So, at first I wasn't that nervous about it, but then realizing that twice I've had vehicle problems where the steering likes to suddenly seize up and get tighter on me. Once that kind of clicked into my head, that was all I could think about as we were driving up those mountains. Obviously we did make it though, so that's great news. But another thing it blew my mind. So we're going up these mountains. We had to stop twice for some burros. So burro, for those who don't know, is the Spanish word for donkey. And there were wild burros up in the mountains. They literally can be seen throughout the entire town, and like I said, we had to stop twice in the mountain as they were sitting in the road. One of them I thought was really cool because it had a complete white coat to it. It was just completely different from the rest. It was completely white. I've never seen one like that, so that really caught my attention. I did not take any pictures of the ones on the roads because, like I said, we were literally on the edge of a cliff. Lots of curves, so even though we were stopped, I personally did not feel comfortable taking out my phone and trying to take pictures in that exact spot. Oatman, though, it's a town from the 1890s, like I said. It boomed from 1910 to the 1920s though, because World War I was being partially funded by the gold that was mined. It was originally called Blue Ridge Camp, but the name was changed to Oatman in 1909. They estimate that about 8,000 people had lived here, many of them bringing the bureaus to haul the rock and the ore out of the mines. The mines were then used for copper during World War II. A lot of the copper from World War II was taken out of these mines, but they closed for the first time in 1942, and it was at that time the bureaus were released into the hills of Oatman. Some of the fun facts I learned is they have a lifespan of about 30 to 35 years, and they're able to smell water as far as 20 miles away. So the bureaus not only survived, but they had offspring, and that caused what you see, the wild bureaus on the roads. So the northern part of Oatman is actually slightly newer than the southern end due to the Great Fire of 1921. There was a fire there that burned down a majority of the buildings in the northern part of town. However, the southern part was saved, and it's filled with buildings and items from the 1890s. The town itself has a lot to offer, from watching duels in the middle of town, two people dressed up as cowboys, middle of the town, people gather around in a circle and watch them, and from what I've heard, the money goes to like children's charity or something along those lines. I didn't unfortunately get to watch. By the time I got there, they were wrapping up, so I didn't get to check that out. But you could also visit stores and restaurants. The entire main road basically is just tourist stores, restaurants, seeing all these items like an 1897 jail cell, seeing an old safe, seeing what the miners lived like, their bed, their basically their room, going into a mine itself and adventuring in the mine a little bit. It was definitely a really cool experience, and I'm looking forward to going back someday. So I just wanted to make a video and upload all those photos because, like I said, we went Monday or Tuesday, but I haven't had a chance to do that yet. So thank you all for watching this video, and make sure to like and subscribe for more adventures. I'm hoping to visit Las Vegas and Grand Canyon sometime within the next 2 months or so. So I'll see you guys all later.